right, so get that. Google just dropped this new AI tool, and it's making some serious waves.
Yeah, it's called Veo 2, and it creates videos.
Not just any videos, though, right? We're talking crazy high quality, almost like a movie director got their hands on it.
Yeah, and we've got a whole stack of articles here, reviews, comparisons to other AI video generators, even some early buzz from people who've actually tried it out.
So buckle up, because we're going deep on VO2 today.
Definitely. It seems like there's a good reason for all this hype. Veo 2 is being hailed as a major leap forward.
And not just in AI video generation, but in content creation as a whole.
Exactly.
Okay, so VO2 officially launched on December 16th. What is it about this tool that makes it so groundbreaking?
Well, one of the biggest things is the quality.
The quality.
Yeah, we're talking 4K resolution here.
Wow, 4K. That's pretty unheard of for AI-generated video until now.
It's a huge jump for sure. 4K resolution means a much sharper, more detailed image. And when you combine that with the fact that reviewers are saying it looks way more realistic than other AI generators out there.
I've seen some of those early examples too, and I gotta admit, I was blown away.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that sort of like clunky artificial look that we've kind of come to expect from AI-generated content.
Right. And what I find really interesting is how Veo 2 seems to understand cinematic techniques.
Oh, really?
Like, you can feed it prompts, low-angle tracking shot, or shallow depth of field, and it doesn't just spit out random visuals. It actually incorporates those techniques in a way that makes sense.
So it's almost like it's learned the language of film.
Yeah, exactly. You can even tell it to mimic different film styles. Like, if you want that grainy vintage look of 16mm film, a Veo 2 can do that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That level of control and sophistication, it can be massive for filmmakers, YouTubers, anyone who creates video content, really.
Absolutely. Imagine being able to generate professional-looking videos without needing a huge crew or expensive equipment.
Right. The possibilities are pretty mind-boggling.
No. They really are. And it goes beyond just creating new content, too. Veo 2 can also be used to enhance existing video footage, like upscaling to the 4K, adding special effects, or even replacing backgrounds.
So you could take like that old home video from the 90s and make it look like it was shot on a Hollywood backlot.
Pretty much. It's given people the ability to revisit and revamp their creative archives, which is a really cool concept.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah.
So we've established that Veo 2 is capable of producing incredibly high-quality video content, but how does it actually work? What's going on under the hood?
Well, at its core, Veo 2 is powered by these incredibly advanced machine learning models.
Okay.
These models have been trained on massive data sets of images and videos, learning to recognize patterns and relationships within the visual data.
So it's not just copying existing footage, it's actually learning how to create something new based on what it's been trained on.
Exactly. When you give Veo 2 a text prompt, it uses this learned knowledge to generate a series of images that correspond to your description. Then it stitches those images together into a seamless video sequence.
That's incredible. It's like having a virtual film crew inside your computer.
It's getting pretty close to that, yeah. And what makes Veo 2 stand out is the sophistication of its algorithms. It's not just about generating realistic images, it's about understanding how those images work together to create a coherent and visually compelling narrative.
So it's not just a tool for creating pretty pictures, it's actually a tool for storytelling.
Absolutely. And that's why people are so excited about its potential. It's not just about automating video production, it's about democratizing creativity.
That's a really important point. If anyone can create high-quality video content, it could have a huge impact on everything from marketing and entertainment to education and social activism.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to explore in more detail in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll look at how Veo 2 is already being used in different industries and discuss some of the broader implications of this technology.
Sounds good to me.
Welcome back. So before the break, we were talking about how Veo 2 uses machine learning to generate those incredible 4K videos.
Right, and I think it's time we tackle the elephant in the room. Or maybe the robot in the machine. I mean, it can't all be sunshine and rainbows with this new tech. What are the potential downsides?
Oh, of course not. Every technological leap comes with its own set of challenges. Veo 2 is no exception.
Yeah, like it's easy to imagine how this kind of technology could be used to create those super convincing deepfakes, or even worse, to spread misinformation.
Absolutely. That's a huge concern. And that's exactly why Google's been pretty proactive about building safety features into VO2.
Okay, like what? What kind of safety features?
Well, one of the key features is what they're calling the synthid watermark.
Synthid watermark.
Yeah, it's essentially embedded in every video that's created by VO2.
Okay, so break that down for me.
Yeah.
What is a synthid watermark and how does it actually help?
Okay, so think of it as a digital fingerprint that's invisible to us but detectable by software.
Okay.
It basically tags a video as being AI generated, making it much harder for someone to try and pass it off as authentic footage.
So if a video pops up online that's got that synthid watermark,
Yeah.
people will know to be a little skeptical.
Exactly. It's a way to promote transparency and hopefully try to curb the spread of misinformation.
Right. It's not a foolproof solution, obviously, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Sure.
So transparency seems to be a key theme here. Another concern I've heard is about access. From what I understand, VO2 isn't widely available yet, right?
That's right. There's a wait list to gain access, and Google seems to be taking a pretty cautious approach with the rollout.
Which, given the potential for misuse, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They want to make sure they get this right and that the technology is being used responsibly.
Exactly.
But while we're waiting for VO2 to become more widely available, Google's actually been busy updating some of its other AI tools.
Oh, yeah.
Their image generator, Imagen, has gotten a serious upgrade to Imagen 3.
Imagen 3, I've heard some buzz about that. It's supposed to be capable of creating incredibly detailed and diverse images.
Yeah, I've seen some examples, and it's pretty mind-blowing. The level of realism is insane. And they've also added this really cool feature where you can use images as prompts to create new images.
Oh, wow. So it's like AI is becoming this creative partner, helping us to push the boundaries of our own imagination.
I think that's a great way to put it. And we're seeing this trend across a range of AI tools, this move towards collaboration rather than just automation. And it's really exciting.
It really is. So we've talked about some of the potential downsides of VO2 and touched on some other exciting developments in Google's AI ToolBox. But how does VO2 actually stack up against the competition? There are a lot of other players in the AI video generation game, right?
There are, yeah, and the field is getting more crowded by the day.
Right, like companies like OpenAI, Meta, and even some startups are all trying to get a piece of the pie. Each tool has its own strengths and weaknesses, but from what we've seen so far, VO2 seems to be setting a new standard for quality and realism.
The reviewers are saying that it's a clear step above tools like OpenAI Sora, which is already considered one of the best.
It seems like Google has really leveraged its expertise in AI and machine learning to create something truly remarkable. But it's important to remember that this is still early days for VO2.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how it evolves over time and how the competition responds. This is such a fast-moving field, and the innovation is happening at breakneck speed.
It really is. And the implications for different industries are massive. Why don't we start with the world of marketing? How do you think VO2 could change the game for businesses?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is the potential for cost savings.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to create those high-quality video ads without the need for a big production crew and all that expensive equipment.
Absolutely. That's huge, especially for small businesses or startups with limited budgets. But it goes beyond just the cost, too. VO2 could also give marketers a whole new level of creative freedom.
Oh, yeah. Like, they could create multiple versions of an ad tailored to different demographics or platforms. They could even create those personalized video messages for individual customers, something that was once only possible for those high-end brands with huge budgets.
Right, and think about the possibilities for interactive video content. VO2 could allow marketers to create truly immersive experiences that engage customers in a whole new way.
It's all about creating content that's not just visually appealing, but also relevant and engaging.
Yeah.
That's how you really cut through the noise in today's crowded media landscape.
Absolutely. And VO2 definitely has the potential to be a game changer in that regard. But marketing is just one piece of the puzzle. Let's shift gears and talk about the impact VO2 could have on the entertainment industry.
Yep, this is where things get really interesting. We're already seeing AI being used in filmmaking, but VO2 could really take things to a whole new level.
For sure. Imagine being able to create entire movies or TV shows using AI. We could see totally new genres emerge driven by the unique capabilities of this technology.
I've even heard some people talking about the possibility of AI-generated interactive movies where the storyline actually changes based on the viewer's choices.
Oh, wow. It's like those choose-your-own-adventure books we had as kids, but on a much grander scale.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
And for video game developers, VO2 could be a dream come true. It could dramatically speed up the process of creating those realistic and immersive game worlds.
Yeah, and it could even lead to the creation of games where the environments and characters are constantly evolving, reacting to the player's actions in real time.
Oh, that's interesting. The line between reality and virtual reality could become increasingly blurred,
Yeah.
creating experiences that are truly mind-bending.
It's both exciting and a little bit scary to think about. But one thing is, certain VO2 and other tools like it are going to have a major impact on the way we create and consume entertainment.
Absolutely. But with all this talk of potential and possibility, let's take a step back for a second and ask the big question.
Yeah.
Is VO2 actually living up to all the hype?
That is the million-dollar question. And to really answer that, we need to look at what people are actually saying about it, those who've had a chance to actually use VO2 and experiment with it.
Right? So let's dive into the reviews and the online buzz and see how VO2 is being received by the creative community. All right, so we're back, and we're ready to unpack some of those early reactions to VO2. We've talked about the tech specs, the potential applications, but what are people actually saying about this tool?
It seems like the overall sentiment is super positive. Reviewers are really praising VO2 for its ease of use, its ability to generate that crazy realistic video, and that deep understanding of cinematic techniques.
Which, yeah, tracks with everything we've been discussing. Are there any specific examples or anecdotes that stand out to you?
Yeah, there are a few. One that comes to mind is this filmmaker I read about who used VO2 to create a short film for a competition, and he was just blown away by how quickly he was able to bring his vision to life without needing a crew or any of that expensive equipment.
That's amazing. It really speaks to that democratizing power of this technology that we were talking about. What else are people saying?
Another one that was interesting was this marketing agency. They used VO2 to create a series of personalized video ads for their clients, and they were able to target specific demographics with like tailor-made messaging, which led to a big increase in engagement and conversions.
Wow, so it sounds like VO2 is already having a real-world impact even in these early stages.
It really is.
Are there any criticisms or concerns that you've seen?
Yeah, of course. Some users are frustrated by the waitlist since access is still limited. And then others have raised concerns about the potential for job displacement, since AI-powered video generation could automate tasks that are currently being done by human creatives.
Right. Those are totally valid concerns. It's clear that this technology is going to disrupt existing industries and workflows, but I think it's also important to focus on those opportunities that it's creating.
I agree. VO2 and other tools like it have the potential to empower creators in ways we've never seen before. It can free us from some of those technical limitations and allow us to really focus on storytelling and innovation.
So where do we go from here? What's the next chapter of the VO2 story?
Well, I think we can expect to see wider availability in the next few months as Google continues to refine the technology and address those concerns. And we'll probably see a wave of new features and capabilities as developers push the limits of what's possible with AI video generation.
And it's not just about VO2, right? This entire field of AI-powered content creation is evolving at such an incredible pace.
Yeah.
We're seeing these breakthroughs in image generation, text generation, music generation, even code generation.
It's a really exciting time to be a creator, for sure. The tools are becoming so much more sophisticated, allowing us to explore all these new frontiers of creativity and innovation.
Yeah, it's almost like we're entering a new renaissance fueled by the power of artificial intelligence.
I love that analogy. And just like the Renaissance, this new era is going to be defined by rapid change, groundbreaking discoveries, and a total shift in how we think about the world around us.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what is the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this conversation about VO2 and the future of AI-powered content creation?
I'd say embrace the possibilities. Don't be afraid to experiment with these new tools and push the boundaries of your own creativity. The future is here, and it's full of potential.
I love that. Well said. And that is it for this week's deep dive into the world of AI video generation. Make sure you check out the links in our show notes for some awesome examples of work created with VO2 and some resources if you want to learn more about this stuff. And hey, if you're already out there creating something cool with AI, we want to see it. Share your work with us on social media using the hashtag #AIDeepDive.
We're always excited to see what you all are up to.
We'll be back next week with another deep dive into cutting-edge technology. Until then, keep innovating.